Alright there guys, and welcome back to a new video. Today we are doing part 2 of 2 for my thoughts on My Hero Academia Season 4. On Sunday I uploaded my first of the 2 parts where I talked about the first half of Season 4, which overall was pretty bad, if I'm honest. It wasn't great, it wasn't very good at all. And now with the second part, we're going to be talking about the second half of Season 4. And let me just say this now, Season 4 picks up in the second half. Definitely picks up in quality compared to the first half. So let's get started with the Hero Provisional License exam. That was a pretty bit important arc in Season 3, wasn't it? Where members of all different hero schools participated to compete for their Provisional Hero License. With 18 out of the 20 students of Class 1A at UA succeeding. But Bakugo and Todoroki both failed. And we were told in Season 3 that there would be time that they could retake the exam. But we spent so much of Season 4 with literally no confirmation of when this was happening. And then we finally got to it, where Todoroki, Bakugo, Kami, and Yorashi, from who we met back in the original Hero Licensing exam arc in Season 3, that Kami and Yorashi, they made a return. And not only that, what they had to do for this version of the Hero Licensing exam is they had to entertain elementary school children. No, I'm not joking, that is actually what they had to do. And you think with how badly Season 4 has been so far of what I've said, this doesn't sound like this doesn't sound like it could make anything better. But it does. It actually manages to make it's the first real upturning quality Season 4 had. Mainly because the 2 episodes that cover Bakugo and Todoroki in this Hero Licensing exam with these elementary school children, the main reason why the 2 episodes that cover it are so good is because they're both funny. We have Bakugo screaming at the kids, which is what exactly you'd expect him to do. After all, it is Bakugo. We had Todoroki talking to them as if he was their parent, trying to be very calm about everything. We had Yorashi having people having the school kids just climb on him, and we had Kami being a perv. Because if we think about it, this is like her first real introduction into My Hero Academia. Because when we met her back in Season 3, we didn't actually meet her. We met Toga disguised as her. Because Toga's quirk allows her to literally transform into anybody's blood that she takes, she can transform into that person. Meaning because she actually transformed into Ochako while she was already transformed as Kami. back in season 3. But yeah, she spent the whole episode and 2 episodes just being a perv, which was funny. Bakugo kept screaming at the kids until he finally hit a chord with one of them. The one that the leader of these elementary school kids, Bakugo managed to talk down on him where he felt scared of Bakugo. So that clearly worked. Then Bakugo and Todoroki were finally given their hero license, their provisional hero license that they failed to get in season 3. Bakugo because the way he speaks to people, and Todoroki because him and Yorashi were too much focused on being better than each other than actually completing the task. Then we move into the next event of the second half of season 4, which was possibly one of the strangest. We have this guy called Gentle Criminal. Well, that's what he calls himself. And what he does is commits very small crimes, but has them recorded on camera and uploads them to a parody of YouTube. And no, I'm not joking about that either. This guy is literally a criminal YouTuber. You see, these funny and silly ideas are so much better than what we got in the first half, because they didn't even get the seriousness of stuff done right in the season 4's first half. So at least they gave some silly stuff in the second half that was actually quite good. And Gentle Criminal's quirk is elasticity, where he can basically create I get these small trampoline type circles that he can jump on to essentially walk in midair, but he needs to use his elasticity quirk every time he jumps in order to stay in the air. But he is accompanied by a very young girl who we know as La Brava. And her quirk, which I won't reveal just yet because she doesn't actually use it until later on. But basically, when we first meet her, we find out that she's very, very good at hacking. That she's very, very good at being able to hack into things. Hacking to people's data from her laptop. So Gentle Criminal goes around doing these small crimes and then uploads them to YouTube. Unfortunately for him, they ain't getting the views. They are not racking in the views that he was hoping for. But he has this never give up attitude and continues on. Then he hears that UA are doing a school festival. And this festival is for everybody. For the hero students, for the business studies students, which we hadn't even heard about until now. So yeah, not everybody at UA High School is actually training to be a hero. Some of them are training to do other things. So he gets knowledge that there will be a school festival, and he's thinking, ooh, I might want to go crash that. But it just so happens that Izuku, scrolling through his phone, happens to stumble across Gentle Criminal's most recent video. So Izuku now knows who Gentle Criminal is. And there are quite a few different ideas for what the 1A students should do for the school festival. Kaminari suggests a maid cafe, because when does a maid cafe in anime ever not end up being a good thing? Exactly. Bakugo suggests a death match. Of course he does, because what else would Bakugo want to do than want to kill someone? But and then also a rock concert is suggested by Jiro, but then she thinks to not do it. So the rest of the students do the respectable thing and try and boost her confidence in order to make her do it. And she was reluctant at first, but then she finally agrees. Not only that, she also finds out that Bakugo had drumming lessons when he was a kid. So he demonstrates what he learnt, and he's actually really, really good with the drums. Maybe a little too good. Then Mina shows us that she can dance quite well, including breakdance. She can do that amazingly well. So a rock concert and dancing is what ends up being decided upon. And then Jiro shows us just how good she is at singing. And this was very strange, because even though I was watching the subbed version of My Hero Academia for season 4, the lyrics of the song were sung in English. Even in the Japanese version, they were still sung in English, which doesn't really make any sense. So when that actually aired in Japan, Japanese people wouldn't have a clue what she was saying unless in the Japanese raw version, where there's no subtitles, there may have been Japanese subtitles for the English lyrics, because that's the only way I feel like that could work. But it was a pretty good song from Jiro. She's got some talent. Because the thing is, her mom and dad both worked in the music industry, and Jiro thought that's exactly what they wanted her to do. But then she tells them that she wants to help people as a hero, and her parents are completely fine with it. But she can be a hero and be very talented when it comes to music and singing, and even playing the guitar, which she's talented at all three. So, preparations for the school festival begin. And Izuku and Oyama are pretty pitiful when it comes to dancing when they first start trying. But after they get it down, Izuku goes back to sitting his seat and then is fed some cheese by Oyama, which was very, very strange. Then they start practicing with their quirks again, as Oyama is going to become the disco ball when the school festival happens. So when they're training in the area they fought Mirio in the very last episode of season 3, they're in that training area. And well, actually, the night before that happens, Oyama gets a bunch of sticks of cheese, and spells out the phrase "I know" right outside Izuku's window, which does terrify him. Then, when they're in the training area, Oyama says to Izuku that just like him, he was born quirkless. And so that instantly resonates with Izuku because he's not the only person in his class that has struggled with the same thing that he has struggled with. Then Izuku decides to ask if, just for one day, can Eri, who has been in hospital since the midway point of season 4, can she be released from the hospital for one single day to watch the school festival, to come and experience the school festival? The doctors accept that Izuku's request, and it's confirmed that Eri will be heading to the school festival on the day when it happens. Then, the day of the school festival rolls around, and Izuku needs to go out to buy some certain things, as he's no longer a part of the dancing group, as he has to help with the lighting. So he goes out to the store to buy the last few supplies, only for Gentle Criminal and La Brava to also happen to be there. And Izuku recognizes his voice. And Gentle Criminal basically straight up tells Izuku what he's planning on doing. And that gets Izuku pretty mad. So, Izuku instantly drops the bag of supplies that he'd bought and charges her at Gentle Criminal. This ensures the best fight scene throughout the entire season. I'm not even joking. This was the best fight scene. Not Izuku versus Overhaul like we were all expecting. Izuku versus Gentle Criminal. So when Izuku charges at Gentle Criminal, he uses his Elasticity quirk to bounce Izuku back away from him. So Izuku is trying to figure out a way to get close to Gentle Criminal in order to take him down. So then they get the two of them end up appearing on a construction site. And Gentle Criminal has the upper hand, as he's able to push Izuku away, but to keep him within the construction site so he can escape. He throws a metal plank at Izuku, but Izuku catches it with one hand, and with the other one he uses his flick attack with using One for All in order to slow Gentle Criminal down, and then he charges after him again. But then Izuku realizes that all he has to do is memorize where Gentle Criminal uses his elasticity trampoline technique to jump. So, because then Izuku can use those elasticity jumps to catch up with him, because after he uses them, just because they disappear from your sight does not mean they can't still be used. So Izuku uses them to catch up to Gentle Criminal before taking him down very close to the school. And then the pro heroes of Gang Orca and Doghound both appear when Izuku is very angry throughout the whole fight, really mad and saying things such as, "You're not stopping this school festival." He is pretty mad throughout this whole fight, and he finally takes Gentle Criminal down, and La Barava is also not able to do anything about it. And then we are given the backstory of her backstory, where in her school she was seen as a creep, and nobody liked her at all. But then one day on her laptop, she found Gentle Criminal's videos and was instantly infatuated and obsessed with him, and hacked into his IP address to find out where he lives. Then arrived at his house and wanted to become his apprentice. So we find out that she loves Gentle Criminal, and love is her quirk, but not in a cliche way. Like, love could have been super cliche. Like, the more people affectionate towards you, the stronger you get. That's your quirk. Instead, it was the other way round. I thought this was actually a well thought out quirk. The person that she loves is, the stronger her love, the more powerful she makes the person that she loves. So that's why. So she was able to give Gentle Criminal a tiny bit more strength right at the end of the fight with Izuku, just before Izuku finally beat him. So Gentle Criminal turns himself in to Gang Orca and Doghound. Izuku makes his way back to the school just in time for the start of the festival. And a lot of the business studies students were very angry, thinking that everything always has to be about the class 1A students, how everything is anything bad that's happened to the school is their fault. Like, they are to blame for absolutely everything. But once the rock concert starts and Bakugo smashing it on the drums, Jiro smashing it with the lyrics and the guitar, then Eri it finally smiles. Like, we see her smile for the first time in the entire season, right at the end. It's a very heartwarming moment. Oyama becomes the best disco ball you could ever hope to see. And the concert was a complete success, and even the business study students who went in to criticize the song, even they couldn't help but enjoy it. Then we had the beauty pageant, where Kendo from Class 1B, Miraji from the Big Three, and the person that won the beauty pageant last year all competed, but this time the winner was Miraji. Which you could have probably predicted from the start. So Eri tells Izuku that she loved every single part of the school festival. And then she's taken back to hospital. But then we have the start of a brand new arc. For some reason they decided that starting an arc at the very end of a season was going to be the way forward. As we have the hero billboard, which is something that happens, which is where heroes are ranked, that we get the top ranked heroes in the world. We finally get to see Hawks again, which we hadn't actually met since actually he was the one Tokoyami went on his work study with, but we never saw that. The first time we actually see Hawks was in the My Hero Academia Heroes Rising movie. That is the first time we ever actually see him. Even though that movie is set after season 4, we still saw him then, before seeing him in it right here. But this is where it is finally confirmed that Endeavor is the #1 hero since All Might's retirement. Like, Endeavor has officially been confirmed as the new #1 hero. Meanwhile, when all the top heroes are being interviewed, Hawks basically just roasts everybody, including Endeavor. And then when the microphone is given to Endeavor, all he says is, "Just watch me." That is all he says. And then, at the dorms of Class 1A, we had some very unexpected but pleasantly surprising guests. The Wild Wild Pussycats make their return. That is right. For the first time since the very beginning of season 3, we see the Wild Wild Pussycats. Hell, even Kota comes with them and return. So we see him return for the first time. Even though his first meeting with Izuku was kicking him in the dick, since then, the red shoes that Izuku wears for his regular uniform Kota has also started wearing the very same shoes, as Izuku has been his inspiration. Then, while Hawks and Endeavor are at a restaurant talking about how they're going to be moving forward, a Nomu attacks them. Yeah, for the very first time since season 1, I'm pretty sure it was season 1, the last time we saw a Nomu. It may have been season 2. Season 2 at the very, very latest. Since season 2 at the latest, a Nomu attacked. But not just any old Nomu, this one could talk. No other Nomus could talk in any other scene that we've had in My Hero Academia so far, but this Nomu could talk. And it proves to be an incredibly difficult battle for Endeavor, as Todoroki's brother comes home from college and still thinks nothing good of Endeavor. But his mom and Todoroki's mom tells Todoroki's brother that Endeavor does still care about his family. I mean, he said to Todoroki, "I'm going to be a hero that you can be proud of." She tells Todoroki's brother that these blue flowers that are on their windowsill were purposely picked out by Endeavor because Todoroki's mom told Endeavor she liked those flowers. Endeavor showing that he does genuinely still care about his family, even if it doesn't look like he's been showing it at all. But he has. So Endeavor uses every attack that he has to take this Nomu down, because this Nomu can also regenerate. And the Nomu even splits himself into tons and tons of versions of himself that Hawks has to fight, along with evacuating civilians out of the restaurant they were in with his feathers. But Endeavor rises above everything and shows us why he is the new number 1 hero. He finally gives us something worthy for his character and his title ever since we first met him. He's not been an likable character. He's always been a massive asshole to his family and shown such little care towards anybody. And when Endeavor was taking damage, one of the flower petals on the blue flower in Todoroki's mom's house fell off, which was a great contrast, in my opinion. And Endeavor taking damage, the flowers he picked out losing their petals. But Endeavor, as I said, rose above everything and took down that Nomu. Giving us the number 1 best episode in the entire series in terms of Endeavor. That was episode 25 of season 4 was Endeavor's best episode of the entire series so far. And hopefully we'll have more episodes in season 5 of Endeavor showing us why he deserves the title of number 1 hero. And season 4 ends with Izuku dreaming. Well, he's asleep and he's having a dream, and he sees every single other person that has used One for All in the past. He sees All Might, he sees All Might's teacher, he sees everybody that's used One for All before, including the very first person that ever used it. Which ends up waking him up and smashes his dorm bedroom window straight off. As he looks at his hands and the red lines when he's charging up One for All start glowing. Does this mean Izuku is now perfected using 20% of his power? Who knows? But my thoughts on Season 4 second half, so much better than the first half. The last quarter of Season 4 was amazing. The start of the second half was good, but as the second half went on, it just kept on getting better and better and better. It may have had a tiny little blip occasionally, but then it kept going up. So yes, the second half of Season 4, so much better. But that does not excuse the torrid first half of Season 4. The torrid and terrible first half of a season we were given for My Hero Academia. After a show that had made, in my opinion, 3 amazing seasons, and they got better every single season, this was a massive drop. And I think, in my opinion, Season 4 is the worst season we've had of My Hero Academia. Worse than Season 1, worse than Season 2, and worse than Season 3. Despite Season 1 only having 13 episodes, I still think that was better than Season 4. So my final review, since I gave ratings out of 10 for every single episode, I would give My Hero Academia Season 4 a 6 out of 10. If we were only counting the first half of the season, it would have gotten a 3.5 out of 10. That's how much better the second half of Season 2 was than Season 1. But that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please be sure to leave a like. Tell me what you thought of My Hero Academia Season 4. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Follow me on all my social medias. And until next time, guys, catch you later.